high race, the Firecracker 400. Speeds will be high, and so should the attrition rate, with the thermometer near 100 degrees in Florida. Stand by then for the Firecracker 400. Anyone under the age of 17 in today's crowd hadn't even been born when ABC did its first Firecracker. Let's bring in right now a man who, on that day in 1961, actually did his first television show. Our man in the pits always, Christy Conamacki, the editor of National Speed Sports News, who today is also our expert on the commentary aspect. Good to see you, as always.
Oh, it's nice. The heat, Jim, is going to really be tough on the participants and the pitmen, too. I did a little checking. Some of the crew members lose up to 9 pounds on a day like today servicing the cars. There'll be a lot of pit stops. The track has never been resurfaced in all its years, and it's quite slippery. It's worn out. It's going to be repaved after this race, and they say with this heat and the track condition, it's going to be tough on the drivers.
Okay, well, let's check the starting field. Number 11 is the pole winner, Cale Yarborough, at a speed of 186.803. Next to him, number 72, Benny Parsons. Moving to row 2 in car number 21 is the racing grandpappy David Pearson of Spartanburg, South Carolina. Next to him, car number 27, Buddy Baker. 92 is Skip Manning. Outside of him is number 14, Cuckoo Marlin. Then we have the king of the stock car drivers, Richard Petty, car number 43, looking for his first win in a year. 88 is Darrell Waltrip. Number 2 is Dave Marcus from Wausau, Wisconsin. Number 15 is the veteran Bobby Allison of Hueytown, Alabama. In row 6, Dick Brooks in car number 90. He's a Californian. Number 48 from the sports car circuits, Al Holbert. Then we have number 1, Donnie Allison. Number 54, Lenny Pond. The rest of the field strung up behind them, but it looks like we're going to get a start.
Well, Jim, the prize money is $186,000. The winner's going to get more than $20,000. And that look back we had at the beach race, the total prize money in those days was only $8,000.
Okay, racing conditions are good, though hot. It is overcast, giving the engines a little bit of a break. Standing by now for that green flag that will send them into turn 1. On the inside there is Cale Yarborough. Outboard of him, Benny Parsons. And the green flag is out. They're racing at Daytona. Crossing the start-finish line for the first time and into turn 1. It is Cale Yarborough down low. David Pearson has moved up and is going down low, challenging for the lead. David Pearson in car number 21, challenging Yarborough and Benny Parsons for the lead. 3 cars abreast now. That is sensational, classic motor racing.
Great respect for one another, Jim, to sit there on that high bank at those speeds at the start, all the acceleration, and still not be afraid to be that close to your fellow racer.
And there is Benny Parsons, number 72, taking the lead right now, and nipping in behind him is number 27, Buddy Baker, moving ahead of Yarborough and Pearson.
They're going 175 miles an hour, Jim. This side by side, door handle, door handle. Remarkable talent.
And there goes Buddy Baker, number 27, as he always does, getting into the lead just as soon as it is physically possible for him to do so. He just doesn't like to lag at all.
You know, Buddy has a tough day today. 2 days ago, his younger sister, on the way here for the race, was killed in an automobile crash. He had to fly back to the Carolinas to see to it that the services were arranged for, and he's riding with this pall of gloom on him, but still he's giving it his all.
And at the moment, riding in first place, in fact, is Buddy Baker. There's a good look at the speed shot of the cars flashing by. Buddy Baker in first place, Darrell Waltrip in second place, and Benny Parsons now in third place in car number 72. Positions constantly being shifted here in the early going at the Daytona International Speedway. It's the Firecracker 400.
The hot weather, Jim, is concerned the pit crews about possible oil on the track. They say that a spot of oil spreads much wider on a hot day than it does on a cold day. The 500 here in February was free of that kind of trouble, but they're looking for that today.
In fourth and fifth place at the moment are Cale Yarborough and David Pearson in car number 21, and there is Cale moving down low in car number 11. You see Pearson lagging just a little bit, but those 5 are definitely moving away from the rest of the field.
Cale is really up this year, Jim. He's looking for a 3rd straight national championship, and he's really got his spirits up. He's a tiger at the wheel all season long.
Sure is the squire of Timminsville, South Carolina. One of the pleasantest fellows to talk to in the sport of stock car racing, too. But look at this, how close the racing is. Buddy Baker, car number 27. Darrell Waltrip is 88. And they are the 1-2 cars at the moment.
You know, David Pearson, the sly fox, never seems to be in a hurry during the first half of a race. He's back in there, right with the leaders. He's the most patient of all the stock car drivers, and he never seems to come on until late in the going. Now there's Darrell Waltrip going down low, pushing Buddy Baker out of the groove. He's out of the draft now. Watch him. Here he was leading a moment ago. Where'll he wind up?
Because he gets out of the draft, as you point out. Darrell Waltrip taking the lead is followed by Benny Parsons, number 72, and number 11, Cale Yarborough, the man who sat on the pole. They were still in the draft behind him.
But, here's the leader. A moment ago was back in fourth place. This is the remarkable facet of stock car racing. Now, here, Parsons takes the draft, and Waltrip goes down underneath him. Now, it's Waltrip's turn to go back to fourth place.
And Buddy Baker, down low, moves into third position in the race. It's almost like an intricate dance that they do out there at 185 miles an hour and upwards.
But it's not rehearsed, Jim.
Totally unrehearsed. On the other hand, however, these men have a great feel for each other's techniques and each other's abilities, racing against each other week after week and year after year, right?
That's right. It's a 30-race season NASCAR has, Jim, and this is the halfway point. Race 15, and they really know one another and get along that way, and they have a lot of respect for one another, too.
And now, back in first place again is the man who started on the pole, number 11, Cale Yarborough.
Notice that the cars are on the higher half of the track, Jim. That's a testament to the worn-out asphalt. You can't drive down low. The car tends to slip wide. Watch them now as they go down the back straightaway into turn 3. They'll take the high road. There's plenty of room to go down underneath the path, but the cars won't stick down there, and that's why this track is going to be resurfaced once this race is over.
And on that particular turn, it was Buddy Baker moving back into second place behind Cale Yarborough. Yellow flag out. There is no accident of any sort. The word is debris on the track. It's just a piece of flotsam or jetsam on the track. So we'll take a break and come right back. Here's how they stand. 400 at Daytona International Speedway. Cale Yarborough going for the lead once again. But now up on top is Buddy Baker in car number 27, taking over first place, followed by Benny Parsons in car number 72, and Darrell Waltrip, number 88. Yarborough down low, dropping back, along with David Pearson in car number 21.
Cale wanted to get in line there, Jim, but he couldn't quite make it in front of David Pearson, so he has to wait. He'll pick up the line now. This drafting is so important on this high-speed raceway.
No question of that, and once again, there goes Parsons, followed by Darrell Waltrip, moving ahead of Buddy Baker. Yarborough still fourth, Pearson fifth.
That yellow flag was for debris on the track, Jim. That was the photographer's lens cap, much like the top of a mayonnaise jar. These racing tires are so thin that any little thing like that could cut them. They're very safety conscious here, and that's why they slowed the race down to get that little piece of debris off the track.
And once again, those 5 lead cars begin to edge away from the rest of the field here. Still, Benny Parsons, the man who many years ago was at the wheel of a taxi cab in the streets of Detroit, followed by Darrell Waltrip.
In my town, Jim, they would give Darrell Waltrip a ticket for following too close.
No question of that, but there'll be tickets handed out all afternoon long, because this, of course, is the meaning of the draft. To get directly behind. Oh, action on the backstretch. There's some kind of a spin and crash. There we have number 05, Bruce Hill, right?
And Skip Manning.
And there's Blackie Wangeren in car number 39 trying to avoid this mess and get back on the race course. Here now, Manning getting out of his car. Oh, it looks like running over to see if the other driver, Bruce Hill, is okay. It's unfortunate my gesture. Can't really tell as yet. Let's take another look at this, though, Fred.
Okay, from our isolated camera, what happened was on the backstretch, Hill and Manning got gently touched one another, and Manning hit the wall. Then he came off the wall and really clobbered Bruce Hill's car, and both of those cars came into the infield. It was a solid hit. There's 3,700 pounds of whirling race car. No matter what you do at the wheel under these circumstances, Jim, there's nothing much you can do. Debris flying off. They spun round and round to a stop. I'm sure that Bruce Hill is okay. Manning made it, but of course the cars are damaged enough where they cannot continue.
Well, you can see Bruce moving inside the car and in apparently a relaxed fashion. Looks like he is okay. However, the yellow is going to be out for a good while here at Daytona. We'll be back, of course, for more action. Now for an event seen earlier on Wide World of Sports. Here's Jim Lamb. To Hayward, Wisconsin for more of the World Lumberjack Championships. Now, however, this is Jim McKay along with Chrissy Kanamaki back again at Daytona International Speedway. Under the yellow right now in car number 11, the leader is Cale Yarborough. Number 54, that's Lenny Pond, who's moved into second place in the race at the moment. Number 21, David Pearson. Those are the first 3 cars. Benny Parsons, number 72, is in fourth place behind them. And it looks like we're going to get a restart. Yeah, the green flag is out. Racing again at Daytona.
The cars are on the high side on the yellows, Jim. The slower cars move down to the low lane. It's safer that way.
All right, there's Cale Yarborough in the lead. Lenny Pond is second. David Pearson is third, and now Benny Parsons moves down low alongside of him, trying to take over third place. There is the leader, Cale Yarborough, car from Simmonsville, South Carolina. Lenny Pond, very much a factor here. He was not in the early going, but he is now. And side by side behind him are Benny Parsons and David Pearson.
Buddy Baker's out of it, had engine trouble. His new car owner, M.C. Anderson of Savannah, is of this school that he'd rather see Buddy lead one lap and blow than hang back and not be up front.
Well, that's what he got today.
Bond has Cale Yarborough's mechanic of last year working on his car, Herb Knapp, and he's right up there.
Yes, he is. Lenny Pond driving an extremely intelligent race today, and at this point, once again, moving into second place in the standings. It's still overcast. It's still extremely hot. The temperature near the 100-degree mark and just about that humid. So far, however, the attrition of the cars has not been any higher than normal. There's David Pearson, number 21, going down low, trying to pass Lenny Pond in car number 54, and he does so. David Pearson back in second place, and this is the way it's been for much of the day. Yarborough first, David Pearson second.
You know, Jim, it's always the way with the superstars of stock car racing. The same names always seem to be up there.
They certainly do. Quick look at the upcoming NASCAR races. July 30th in Pocono, the Pocono 500. August 6th, Talladega 500 in Alabama. August 20th, the Michigan 400 in the Irish Hills of Michigan. Right now, however, still very much racing at Daytona on the high banks. The yellow flag we had earlier was caused by an incident involving Bobby Allison. We have a moment to try to give you another look at exactly how that occurred. David Pearson got back on the same lap because of that yellow flag. He had dropped down.
That's right. He had a cut tire, made a pit stop under the green flag, fell a lap down, and thanks to the yellow flag, is back up there with the leaders now, trying for the lead. And there's Cale charging. The average speed now is over 150 miles an hour, despite the slowdowns. On the racetrack right now, they're in the 180-mile-an-hour mark. And there goes David past Cale.
Okay, and it is David Pearson trying and getting the lead. Okay, he's got it from Cale Yarborough once again. Remember, the yellow flag was out when we first came back, and here was the reason for that yellow. It involved Bobby Allison.
Allison's right front tire blew on his car, right at the apex of turn 4. He came out and he smashed the wall at the head of the straightaway and flattened the side of the car. He was okay. It was a tough break for the Daytona 500 winner.
Okay, a look at the cause of the most recent yellow flag in today's Firecracker 400. Back on the race course now, David Pearson, back in the lead as we said. Car number 21, Cale Yarborough, still second.
It's a strange fight for Pearson to be, Jim. All season long, he has said the car couldn't run with the competition. And now the Wood Brothers have got that car up to speed. Here's Cale going back by. But the fact is that Pearson can run with the leaders and take the lead when he wants to.
Here then are the standings. Yarborough in the lead again. Pearson second. Then Benny Parsons, number 72. Darrell Waltrip, number 88. Lenny Pond, number 54. And Dave Marcus, number 2. We'll be right back. Relentless racing continues under a broiling sun at Daytona. Cale Yarborough being pursued and now being passed by David Pearson, number 21, yet again retaking the lead. It's been back and forth all afternoon.
You know, Pearson's statements all year long is that he hasn't been able to run with the leaders, but the Wood Brothers have found more speed in that number 21 car, and now he's definitely able to run and pass the lead at will, it seems.
There's no question that both of these cars have the speed to take and retake the lead from each other. It's going to be very interesting when they near the finish to see how they start setting up on each other. In third place, number 72 is Benny Parsons.
Benny's been having trouble this year, Jim. He's got a pinched nerve in his neck, and he says that on the bank track, the weight of his crash helmet tilts his head over and makes his arm turn numb, where he has trouble driving.
Okay, well, before the race began today, Chris had an opportunity, as usual, to talk with some of the drivers. There goes Cale Yarborough taking the lead again, and it was Cale Yarborough that he talked to. He asked him about this business of Daytona being a worn-out racetrack.
What about the track, Cale? It's talking about it being worn out. What does that mean? And at the wheel, what does it mean?
Well, the track being worn out really means that the asphalt itself has just lost its life and has no adhesive whatsoever. And the cars, when you go into the corner, the car just gets into a four-wheel drift, and you just don't have any sticking power. And the track does need a resurface job, but, I guess it's just as fair for me as it is everybody else, so it should be a good race.
Comments of Cale Yarborough before the race, and there he is leading, closing in on him yet again, however, is car number 21, and that, of course, is David Pearson. In third place right now is Darrell Waltrip in car number 88, and here is Benny Parsons into the pit, unscheduled.
That's a tough break for Benny. He's had trouble all year long with a pinched nerve in his neck. The heavy crash helmet tilts his head over and makes one of his arms numb. His engine doesn't sound too well right now either.
It's getting to be a repetitious story, but David Pearson has retaken the lead from Cale Yarborough. Just goes on, and again, And remember, Darrell Waltrip has now moved into third place in the race. And here we'll see the fourth, fifth, and sixth place cars. The first one there is Richard Petty, then Lenny Pond and Dave Marcus, all three of them passing a slower car. Richard Petty then not out of the picture here. Remember, he's trying to win his first race in a year. The last one he won was this one a year ago.
He celebrated his 41st birthday 2 days ago, and he said definitely life for him does not begin at 40. He hopes it's better at 41.
Okay. Well, David right now, or Richard, I should say, looking very good. There is Benny Parsons being wheeled away. The afternoon is done. Well, at least he can go get cool.
It's for the food.
That's right. Benny Parsons not having too good luck this year. As Chris indicated earlier, has a neck problem. It's over. There's Darrell Waltrip mixing it up right now with the leader. In fact, moving into second place ahead of David Pearson. Cale Yarborough in first place now. Darrell Waltrip second. David Pearson is third. So the race and its complexion changing just a little bit. Chris talked to Richard Petty before today's race began also. Asked him why he usually races so well here.
Richard, the Daytona track has always been your racetrack. I think you started drafting here many, many years ago, and you always do well here. What is it about Daytona that works so well for Richard Petty?
Well, I just guess it's just a combination, Chrissy. You know, we usually have a pretty decent running car, and, you know, and the thing usually handles pretty good. You know, in the last 4 or 5 years, the track's got, you know, really wore out, and the deal is that as you run a while, the track gets so slick that the cars can't run wide open, and we've been able to get the car set up most of the time where we could run wide open maybe a little bit longer than some of the rest of them, and it's made a difference. Now, you know, today, if we can get the car to handle good where I can run wide open all day, then I'll be right in the thick of it, and if I can't, then they'll run off and leave me.
Well, at the moment, Richard Petty seems to be driving an old-fashioned Petty race. Cool it in the back for a while, let the leaders take their shots, and then begin to move up. Right now, it is David Pearson retaking second place from Darrell Waltrip. The leader is still Cale Yarborough. The race goes on at Daytona. Well, the chess game at 185 miles an hour continues at Daytona. David Pearson has yet again retaken the lead from Cale Yarborough. 21, leading 11. It's been one way or the other most of the afternoon. And now here comes Darrell Waltrip, the third-place car, into the pits.
Darrell's got a nickname for this car. He calls it Wanda. That brings back memories of the days when cars had nicknames. Penelope Jones won in Indianapolis, and Calhoun and Duke Neyland drove Poison Lil. We don't hear car nicknames much anymore these days.
But Darrell Waltrip does favor that for his car. This is a normal pit stop under the green, so speed is of the essence. 14.9, a good pit stop for Darrell Waltrip. We would expect the other leaders to be coming in soon, and here, in fact, comes Richard Petty in car number 43. The Petty pit crew, extremely efficient. What's the man doing under the right front wheel, Chris?
Well, he's making a chassis adjustment, shifting the weight from one side of the car to the other. This is the problem Richard Petty has faced all season long. The car doesn't seem to want to handle it. It's a new body style, the Dodge Magnum, and it doesn't want to get through the air as easily as the rest of the cars do.
Okay, the pit stop not nearly as quick as Darrell Waltrip, about 5 seconds slower. As a matter of fact, 19.2, as you saw unofficially. Now here's Petty, however, resuming speed, getting back on the racetrack. It is still Yarborough trailing David Pearson, 21-11, just about as close together as they could get. Let's get a report from Chris now.
I'm in Cale Yarborough's pit number 11, fighting now for the lead with David Pearson. He's coming in for his final pit stop in a matter of moments. A right rear tire, a right front tire, fuel, and a clean windshield is all he's going to be wanting. He'll be out again in a matter of seconds, and they tell me now that he has just gone into the lead. The last pit stop of the race, a crucial one, where the crew can win or lose for the driver.
Okay, Chris, and here comes David Pearson, number 21, headed your way into the pit. Yarborough's still out there. The leaders pitting one after another, and under the green flag. Now, he's yellow at this point, would certainly favor Yarborough, the only man still out there. Here is the most famous pit crew in the world, the Wood brothers, working interchangeably. Fantastic, aren't they, Chris?
Watch the man with the jack. He has just helped the man on the right front tire, let it down, then moved to push the car out. They worked very well as a team.
A little bit of fuel streaming from the back, but that's no problem. That often happens at the end of a pit stop. But it is Pearson back out again. Cale Yarborough still on the race course. He would love to see a yellow, but there's no sign of it right now. He's the leader, and very, very shortly, he must stop for a pit stop under the green. Cale Yarborough, 38 years old, from Timmonsville, South Carolina. One of the shorter men among these drivers, 5'7", but he's a compact 175 pounds. Yarborough into the pits. Again, let's go down to Chris.
Okay, Cale Cale Yarborough in for his last scheduled pit stop, and a change in plan. They give him left side tires instead of the right because of the slipperiness of the track. The left side helps keep the car more stable. The windshield being cleaned, the fuel being added. Remember now, here is where the crew can give a driver a boost or take something away. A beautiful stop, and Cale goes away, drinking some liquid out of a tank in his car. He had a big straw in his mouth as he pulled out. A nice stop for the Junior Johnson crew.
It was indeed a nice stop, but it may not be quick enough because David Pearson on the racetrack is right now passing Cale Yarborough, who still must reach his maximum speed, accelerating as he goes into turn one. The standings at this moment then, David Pearson followed by Yarborough, Lenny Pond, Darrell Waltrip, and Richard Petty. We'll be returning here for the battle to the finish. Right now, back to the World Lumberjack Championship. Speedway in the stages of the 1978 edition of the Firecracker 400 stock car race. This is Jim McKay with Chrissy Katamaki, and that's the lead car, number 21, of David Pearson. In second place, and this has been the story much of the afternoon, car number 11, Cale Yarborough. It's either been 21 leading 11 or 11 leading 21 for a long, long time. In third place right now is this car, number 54, driven by Lenny Pond. In fourth place, Darrell Waltrip in car number 88, and this car is in fifth position, but into the pits now comes Richard Petty.
Jim, Richard Petty's pit stop is putting him a lap down. It looks like he'll go another race without a victory, and this marks one full season, 30 races without a victory, his longest losing slump in his long career.
Boy, it certainly is, but back on the race course he goes, because you never know what can happen in the closing stages of one of these NASCAR stock car races. Richard Petty, the king of the stock car drivers, but the king of this race at the moment is number 21, David Pearson, another veteran, 43 years old, a grandfather, leading very narrowly over Cale Yarborough. Yarborough also has been around a long time, was a top stock car driver, then went to USAC, had no success for a couple of years, but managed to work his way back up among the leaders on this circuit, and now has been having an outstanding record for the past several years. By hour, the heat grows more oppressive here. Chris talked to Darrell Waltrip about that before the race began.
Well, Darrell, everyone is talking about the heat I see before the race. You've got a towel in your hand. What's it going to do to you?
Chris, I tell you, the best way I can explain it is it's like going down the highway with your windows rolled up and your heater on a 100-degree day. I believe Talladega last year was awfully hot, extremely hot, but this is probably the hottest conditions that I can remember racing in, particularly when you're in a draft. You get bumper to bumper behind somebody, and it just, the heat off of his car and the heat off of your car, it's really unbelievable. It's almost, I don't think I've experienced anything like it, and it's really hard to explain, but I think a guy get a sunburn in there today.
Physically, Darrell, what happens to you under those circumstances?
Well, Chris, you know, it's hard to breathe. The air in the car is so hot. It's just steamy hot in there. It's like being in a steam bath almost. And it gets hard to breathe, and you start, you know, grasping for fresh air, and you can stick your hand out the window and funnel a little air into the car, and that helps. And then the next thing is dehydration. And once you start to dehydrate, you get dizzy, and hopefully you can make a pit stop along that point in time. Maybe it'll all work out to where you'll be in the pit. You can get a cold towel and something to drink and continue on.
What about getting a traditional bucket of water thrown on you during your pit stop? Does this help at all, or does that helmet and everything make it unadvisable?
Well, you know, I've tried that. We spray water down my back, and that's almost desperation. When you get to that point, I found that with the sand and the dirt and the grit, and then you get your uniform, which is, you know, it's got perspiration, it's full of perspiration, but that water goes in the floor of the car, and the floor of the car is so extremely hot that it's just added steam. The water just steams up, and it's, again, it's like trying to cook you.
Darrell Waltrip, one of the more articulate members of the NASCAR circuit, expressing his view on heat in a race car. And boy, they're feeling it out there right now. But feeling the heat of Cale Yarborough is the leader, David Pearson. He's still hanging on to it, however. And many people have left this race, like Bobby Allison, who went up against the wall coming out of turn 4. And we had an earlier incident that brought out one of the first yellows. Here was Skip Manning, number 92, one of the principals.
The other was Bruce Hill, a former NASCAR Rookie of the Year. They spun to a stop in the infield and are now spectators. Fortunately, no injuries.
There are a good many other prominent drivers among the spectators at this point. For example, Buddy Baker, after leading early, blew his engine. Benny Parson also had engine problems. Donnie Allison, brother of Bobby, is also out of it. Very much into it still. That same pair, number 21, David Pearson, number 11, Cale Yarborough. It looks like they're going to fight to the finish. Into the pits right now, we have not that car, but this one you're going to see here, right? 88, Darrell Waltrip, who's in third place in the race. they lose a lap because this is under the green flag, of course, and the seconds are flying by. There you see the unofficial time at the bottom of the screen.
Tough break for Waltrip. And here come the leaders. He may get back out in front of him, and he may not.
Okay, the lead car's on the top of your screen. Attempting to pass Waltrip before he comes back out again. Going to be close. Waltrip leaving the pit area right now. And they've got him. They've got him. Both David Pearson and Cale Yarborough putting a lap on Darrell Waltrip. Okay, the third place car still, but he is one lap down, and that, of course, in the closing stages is all important. We return to Daytona International Speedway for the closing laps of the Firecracker 400. The lead car, number 21, is David Pearson. Second, and narrowly behind him, car number 11, Cale Yarborough. It's been that way, remember, much of the afternoon. This is Jim McKay reporting along with Chrissy Kanamaki. At the moment, those are the only two cars on the same lap because in recent laps, the other cars who were with them, like Darrell Waltrip and Richard Petty and Lenny Pond, have all had to make pit stops under the green flag, and that has cost them a lap. The only two cars on the same lap are the leaders, Pearson and Yarborough. Now, there is number 88. That's Darrell Waltrip, but remember, he is one lap down. His only hope, well, to get back on the same lap somehow, and then hope for a yellow.
It's funny how you look for yellow flag when you're a lap down. There's Petty, also a lap down, staying right up there. He's racing Waltrip for third.
Okay, Richard Petty, fourth place, remember, closing in on Darrell Waltrip a little bit for third place, but here are the leaders, one lap ahead. Look, it's Cale Yarborough. He's going, look out. Sliding down towards the infield. All right so far. That car's still not totally under control, headed for the wall, but he's got it all right. He's almost at the head of the pit. The other car behind him, that is Don Worley, also spinning. Probably had a break suddenly behind Cale Yarborough. But Yarborough now under control totally and headed into the pit. What a remarkable bit of driving performance. Unbelievable, Chris.
Cale he was flawless there. That could have been very serious. The car could have gone clear way around. I would think that he cut a tire because that sudden swerve there, not like Cale Yarborough to lose control. He's back out of the pit. This has brought the yellow flag out. David Pearson is slowing down, coming in the pits, and would you believe that Cale Yarborough is going to take the lead now?
Yeah, not only did he not lose a lap, he is also going back in first place because Pearson's in the pit. Here it is again. Let's take a look at it, Chris.
Okay, he's right behind David Pearson. He's in his draft, and suddenly the car veers. Notice the smoke from the left rear tire. Cale gathers it up, as they say in racing parlance. He keeps the car straight, keeps it off the wall, but more importantly, he gets it out of the way of the oncoming driver. He's got safety on his mind. He gets it down on the grass. This is really difficult to keep one of these things straight on the slippery grass, but yet gently turning the wheel and gently going back. He keeps it off the inside fence, and if it had to happen some way, it couldn't happen in a better place than near the head of pit road, and has right for the pit road to get his tire changed. He's obviously flat-spotted all four tires. Worley took evasive action, and he's having trouble. He's a lot slower than Cale, and he can't keep his car straight. Give you an idea of the talent Yarborough has.
And here we have David Pearson still in the pits. Remember, car number 21. Under the yellow, he will go back out again in second place. Remember, behind Cale Yarborough. And here, from another angle, another look at that virtuoso driving performance by Cale when he spun. And by the way, the word on that now is that he had a flat tire between turns 3 and 4. Setting up for the finish, Firecracker 400. Well, the steam is rising from the Florida flatlands under a very, very hot summer sun interspersed with those clouds that you see. We're in the final laps now of the Firecracker 400. Is it going to be Cale Yarborough or will it be David Pearson? Well, right now, the interesting development is that you'll see Pearson back in front rather than Yarborough as it was when we went away, and thereby hangs an interesting tale about strategy.
Yes, Cale came back in the pit to get tires on the other side of his car. Now, Pearson has 4 new tires. Cale has 4 new tires. They both have enough gas to go the distance. It's not much to go. They're alone in the same lap, and the question is, how are they going to handle it? It's been said at that the place to be in the closing stages is in second place, and there's Pearson first, and Cale wants to be in second.
Well, that is the point, of course, that Cale wants to be in second place at this point in the race. Meanwhile, we still have Richard Petty in car number 43 and number 88, Darrell Waltrip, in third and fourth place. They're a lap down, but they're right behind the leaders. Remember, should anything happen to those leaders, they would become the number 1 and 2 car.
Their own private battle for third place.
Now, once again, a little more explanation, Chris, if you will, as to why he wants to be in second place, Cale Yarborough, rather than in the lead at this point in the race.
The aerodynamics of stock car racing at the Daytona National Speedway over the years have been proven that the draft can be used for the slingshot. And that is the second place car moves through the vacuum created by the leading car, and at the last precise moment pulls out, and momentum carries that car ahead of the leader. The timing is precise. It must come at a crucial spot at the end of the backstretch or exiting turn 4. And it's happened here in the July race so many times in the past that the man in second place has beaten the leader. David Pearson has done it on 2 previous occasions. He knows, and I'll bet you he slows down now and hopes that Cale will take the bait and go by for the lead. But I doubt if Cale will.
Very unlikely, and I'm sure that David Pearson knows that Cale Yarborough would, as you say, take the bait. But there are the 4 lead cars. The only difference among them is that there is 1 full lap between the second and third and fourth place cars. There you have the 2 leaders on the same lap, just feet apart. David Pearson, age 43, Cale Yarborough, age 38, both extremely competent and wily veterans. It's as we said before, perhaps a chess match at about 185 miles an hour.
Now, Cale Yarborough and David Pearson have been passing and repassing one another all race long. That, in a sense, was a test to see where the other guy would go, or where he would not go, and where he goes better and where he goes poorly. So they are fully briefed on the other man's capabilities on this racetrack. It's really 2 masters playing that chess game with one another.
The Gray Fox, as they call him, from Spartanburg, South Carolina, still in the lead. Not where he wants to be, but there's nothing he can do about it right now. Remember, by taking a second pit stop under the yellow, Cale Yarborough made a very good tactical move. It got him into second place where he wants to be, and now there's no way, it appears, that Pearson can get him out of it.
How would you like to have the seat Darrell Waltrip has, this grandstand view of this great battle for the lead?
Nearing the end. We'll be back for the finish. What has been speculation up to now soon will become actuality one way or another. Will it be Pearson or will it be Yarborough? Because the white flag is out, and that in racing means 1 lap to go, and only one of this 400-mile race. They are the only 2 with a chance to win the race. We have Yarborough, car number 11, in the favored second position because probably going into turn 3, he will make his move, try to do that slingshot maneuver that we've been talking about. Down the back straightaway and into turn 3, that will be the point. It's coming up very, very soon. Should be right about here, Chris.
Right, and he's in Pearson's draft, but Pearson is moving to the right, and Cale slides down underneath him.
He backs off. Up, it's that other car.
A slower car, how about that? And Cale's strategy was black. I wonder if he saw that car or not, but this is the break that Pearson needs. The pressure is off right now, but here comes Cale to the last big try on the outside.
It's too late now. It's going to be David Pearson winning the Firecracker 400. Cale Yarborough second, and coming just behind him, the third and fourth place cars a lap down. Darrell Waltrip and Richard Petty, and they finished also just feet apart. So it's all over. At long last, this battle of wits and of machinery and of men has been going on between David Pearson and Cale Yarborough. And when the 400 miles were almost done, it was about a 200-yard area that made all the difference. This was Yarborough, number 11, on the right, as he began his close-in on turn 3 on David Pearson. But watch, just as he's moving up on him to make the slingshot effort, he must back off. The reason, a slower car, number 45, Baxter Price, was blocking him. Was it a maneuver by Pearson, or did Yarborough simply not see the car in time? Whatever the result, it's all over. Let's go down to Chris.
And here he is, the hot and sweaty winner. Nice job, David. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chris. I know that when I got that lap down, I had the flat tire. I thought it was going to, be hard to catch up, but everything went that way.
You know, at Michigan, Cale was a lap down, came back and won it. Now here today, you fell a lap down, came back and won it. When you get the lap down, you go harder?
No, I was going as hard as I could, I guess, all day long, but after I got the lap down, and later on I seen that they was, having handling problems, and I was handling real good, so I just kept beating at them until I got in front of them.
Okay, the last lap. Everyone expected Cale to try the slingshot. Why do you think he didn't?
Well, he tried to. In fact, going down the back stretch, there was a slower car in front of me, and so I ducked down in behind the slow car to get the draft off of him. Of course, Cale come down on the inside of me, and I went on the outside of the slow car, and he come down on the inside, I think. But anyway, it worked out all right.
And so, as David Pearson so well described it, this is the way it happened. As we said, about 100 yards made all the difference after a 400-mile race. Cale Yarborough couldn't do it because of the slower car. That's the story from Daytona. Jim McKay with Chris Atanamaki reporting.